On this episode of Real Frank Movie Reviews,
I review the movie Dune Part 2, starring an all-star cast. Directed by Denis Villeneuve. I know, I butchered that. Oh no, she's cheating on Spider-Man with Paul. Apparently this kiss meant nothing. Did this movie check all the Dune boxes? Or will people be disappointed? We'll get into all that next.
Real Frank.
All right, please welcome back to the show, Kevin. How you doing, Kevin?
Frank, how you been?
Great. Could you give an overview of Dune Part 2 to our audience?
Basically, it's a story of Paul Atreides, picks up from the last movie, and it follows his rise as a messiah.
A messiah.
Gets revenge. He gets revenge on his enemies. He wins and loses a girl. So it's all about Paul Atreides.
So it's kind of like real life.
Basically.
Power and chicks.
Good summary, Frank.
Yes. So Dune 1, we did that review together.
We did.
And
I was very excited for this movie. Yeah.
Yes. And I remember I was kind of ho-hum because it felt long and dragged out and very uneventful. And you talked me into they were setting it up for the Part 2, Frank. Need to relax. Yes. And you were absolutely right. From the Real Frank channel, we thank Kevin for pulling me back down to earth.
Yeah, the Dune one is, well, even this movie, I mean, we're going to get into it at some point. These movies are not complete movies, right? Especially the first one is really setting up the second one. The second one, it's not even a complete story at the end, right?
Overall, did you enjoy the movie?
I did, even though it was long, right? I did. The set pieces were amazing, and hopefully you're on the same wavelength with that, right?
Visually stunning. A visually stunning movie that was amazing.
Right. Even the first movie is visual stunning. In Denis Villeneuve, that's what I like about his movies. They're just stunning movies to watch. He does amazing widescreen shots, and I know you're a big component of fake CGI. How did the CGI in this movie for you? How did that come through?
They were really brilliant. There was only a couple scenes I had issue, very minor scenes, because most of this movie was CGI'd. The thing I really thought was smart on their part, the trend in CGI is the lighting. They always use this like funky bright lighting. Here they did the opposite, where there wasn't a lot of light. It kind of dimmed it, made it look darker, hazier, and that really helped. I think that was key to make the CGI look so much better.
Yeah, and I think that's the big takeaway from me is when you're watching the movie, the CGI doesn't stand out, blends into the background. I know you've been picking on Marvel movies a lot lately, right?
Yes, because they didn't work.
And that's a case of bad CGI where everything just looks fake and dumb. And the sets don't look real. You can tell he went out on real desert locations, filmed in real locations, and just blended everything up amazingly, I thought.
Even the black and white transition to when they left the planet and went to that other place was brilliant. I enjoyed that to show now we're somewhere else in this very bad place right now.
The whole idea of that is they have a black sun, right? And when you're in a black sun, everything's black and white outside. Then when you come indoors, you get more real color, right? I thought that was cool.
What did you think about the music, man? That music.
Hans Zimmer, no, it's a very good soundtrack. Call it the Paul Atreides theme, right? That drum beat music that goes on. When they pull that in, just the combination of the music and how they emphasize the music, they did a very, very good job.
What did you think about the actors and the acting they did?
They're all strong actors. The Rebecca Ferguson character is interesting to me, right? How she's like this loving mother and then she came into something else, right? Timothée Chalamet did a good job. How do you think of his relationship with Zendaya? Did you buy that? Because that was like the core of the movie.
Here's my thing with that. I bought it to a certain degree. Like the end when he's a new man, he's got a mission, he's got an agenda now, he's a different person, and he kind of throws her to a side and she just finds out the way he presents it to her. In my opinion, she wasn't really, if you were in love with this person, you would be crushed the way the message is relayed to you, the way he presented it to her. I'll always love you until my last breath or something like that. And then he goes to another girl. Like, you should be devastated. Like, what the hell? And I didn't feel that. What should have been like crushed. My soul should be crushed I helped build you up into this person. I was there for
Oh,
you.
yeah, that's a good point.
I was there
And
for you. I'm the one who believed in you, and I helped you. I was there, and then all of a sudden you do this to me, and that was her reaction. That my only problem is in this movie is her in some of the scenes where I just couldn't feel it, and that was one of them.
Sure. Her reaction felt genuine to me, but I can see where you're coming from.
I mean, because the surprise factor should have been there, and then the devastation from the surprise.
Yep.
And then after the whole fight thing, you know, and she's watching that, and then she should be like, fuck. You know?
Besides, she just walked off in the sunset.
Yeah, like what? You know what I mean?
But the villains, how do you like the villain side of the story? The nephew
Yeah.
part of it?
Yeah.
I don't even know who the actor was. I had to look at after the fact. Right?
Elvis, man, that was Elvis.
That was Elvis.
That was Elvis.
So what do you think about his performance?
I thought he did a really good job. The only thing I had with his performance and Timothy's performance is in the fight scene. I didn't like the way the fight scene ended. It felt weird. His last line is like, "You are a good fighter. You're gonna die," and your last line is, "You're a good fighter." I thought that was weird. Like you're dying, like you son of a. You're a good fighter.
What was weird to me was, okay, so his introduction was cool, right?
Yes.
He's in this room with these people and he just kills people randomly and then he goes in and he fights in this arena. The only plotting point I think I had issue with was his uncle sends him to take over for Dave Bautista, basically. Dave Bautista is losing the battle.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he comes in and they know where this Fremen stronghold is and they blow it up in 2 seconds and then he has subjugated the North. That seemed a little
rushed.
I don't know if it's in the book or not like that, but
yeah.
that just felt, that was the only major plot point that felt rushed to me. Did you see Anna Taylor-Joy, her brief cameo? Did that stick out to you?
She's turned into a big star. Then she's just the voice of this baby or this child, and then she has a little cameo in it.
Yeah, so she'll play a bigger role in the 3rd movie. She'll be like the grown-up sister. I think they're going to do a time jump, right? I think in the book she's like a toddler or a young child, and she acts like an older woman or a mature woman. She's going to drop into that role as Anna Taylor-Joy, basically.
So you don't think they're gonna in the 3rd one? They're gonna talk about the war. They're not gonna show any of the war with the other houses, or
They might gloss over it, but I think it's really
maybe flashback scenes or
you had
something.
any spoiler? It's flashback, but I think really the goal of the 3rd book and what you'll see is it's a good theme of the movie too. A messiah is not a good thing. I think really what we're talking about is the rise and fall of Paul Atreides.
Yeah.
And the house file in the 1st movie, Paul became this messiah. Really, he's going to do bad stuff to the universe. They talk about in the movie, they talk about he kills like 61 billion people, right? Yeah. And then he's going to become emperor. And you're going to just see the fall of what that power does to people.
I gotta do this for you. Remember this part?
Do it!
Yeah.
Do it!
You remember that part?
Yes.
When she went psycho and she was trying to make people do stuff.
Yes. So she was Psycho Mama there to the water of life, right?
Yeah.
So what did you think of the theme of Paul's arc? Do you think he made good choices, or the path he went on was the right path?
I think he went on the right path, but it's funny. He knew how his end's going to be, right? He's been seeing it.
Basically.
And he went south, saw everything, and he still did it.
Right.
Even though he's trying to stop it.
Yeah, I think the key for me was after he took the blue water, or the water of life, and he said to his mom basically, I can see the future. It will end bad 1,000 ways. There's just one path I see through, basically. Right. So he had no agency at that point.
Yeah, like he saw, no matter how much I try, this is just what's going to happen. I'm screwed unless I just die now.
Right, exactly.
So why didn't he do that? Why didn't he just take a sword and slit his own throat or something? You know?
I think my favorite was the attack on the spice harvester, moving from leg to leg.
Yeah, the sniper shots were cool too. How they did it.
Yes.
Like the first one where he gets shot and he's still standing there for a second, and then boom. That was cool how they shot that or filmed that scene.
Theme of the movie is they had the power to do this all along their planet, but they kept waiting for this messiah to appear, basically.
The Emperor, Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
He was my
Christopher
least
Walken,
favorite part in this entire movie because every time he talked, Kevin, what are you doing? I am gonna take over the world. Paul's still alive. That's all I could hear when he was talking. Like, I wish they would have casted.
That's the pros and cons of reading Christopher Walken do a movie, right?
Yes.
So,
How come they couldn't have? I'm a big Christopher Walken fan, but not for this Emperor role. I would have wanted
someone, yeah, probably someone not as that kind of voice, right? Because that does take you out. I can see your point. That does take you out a little bit, right?
Yes. Like, you got this great
You're
action movie. You got these top-notch, and he's a great actor. Don't knock me, but his voice, he's been so mimicked and mocked throughout his career because it's so unique. And he's playing this powerful role, and I can't take him seriously when he talks about that serious, powerful role because of that voice.
Luckily, he wasn't much of the movie, right? So.
Oh, you want me to kiss the ring?
That's funny.
Fine, the movie was almost 3 hours long, like 2 hours and 46, 47 minutes. My problem here is they got to give us a break, man. I got to pee.
I lied. I couldn't make it through the whole movie. I tried to sneak out. I think I snuck out during the Emperor-daughter talking scene, right? So I said, this is a good time to sneak out.
You need an intermission there. You need to, like, give us 10 minutes. Break it. Just
like the
10
old
minutes.
days, right?
Yes. Put a little clock ticker or something. Let us go pee so we can truly enjoy. It's just hard, man. You're going to make them longer. You got to put an intermission in. So let's go ahead and score this thing. So, overall.
Wait. Before you score, do you remember what you gave the last movie? Did you look at that up? What was your rating before?
I don't remember. I do know I wasn't happy with how slow it was. And I was making fun of his visions, you know. Because he kept doing that in the first one.
Ending of his premonition. His premonition.
This one, he didn't do that. You notice that? He'd have him while he was sleeping, and he'd have these dreams. But in this one, he'd all of a sudden stop and go,
ending of his premonition. His premonition.
I can't say I remember your score, but you would not have scored it more than a 6. Like, you'd probably been in the low 5s, I would think.
I would say, not knowing, I'm going to say it was the low 5s or low 4s.
Overall, I give it a 4.7.
That hurts me.
That's your average for a movie.
Yes.
So.
What do you score this movie? 1 to 10. 10
Okay,
best.
so I went high last time, right?
Yes.
I know I probably gave it a 9 or something. Go probably a 9 again. So.
A 9. A solid 9. For me, overall, I give this movie an 8.6.
That's gonna be your highest rating ever.
Pretty close. I think I have an 8.7 as the highest ever.
That must have been like a Spider-Man movie or something, I would imagine.
It was Spider-Man No Way Home. No Way Home.
That movie checks all the Frank boxes, I think. So
This was good, Kevin. I was very impressed.
especially for a almost 3-hour movie, I thought the pacing was relatively good. Right?
It was.
So.
There's only a few scenes where I checked, but that's because I had to pee.
Right, so how much torture I had to go through before this movie is done,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So enjoyed the experience. I do think this is a must-see in the movie theaters, right?
100%. This is the movie of the year.
I think at the end of the day, this will probably be my top 10 for 2024 easily.
So that's our review for Doom Part 2. Kevin gives it a 9. I give it an 8.6. Until next time, thanks for watching.
I'm taking shots of the heat. Now I can feel it in my teeth. I feel the